What's going on, guys? It's your boy, John Liquidator, coming back with another video. So it looked like Caitlin Clark has broke the internet late last night with this powerful post, and Sue Bird is calling out the WNBA for its racist behavior. Guys, we have a lot to unpack. For this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Clark has finally broke her silence about the 2024 season, and she sent shockwaves throughout the basketball world late last night when she took to her Instagram page to pretty much break the internet. Now, we haven't really heard too much from Caitlin since the conclusion of the season and the Indy final presser. Well, that is until late last night. It's being reported that Caitlin Clark is coming off a sensational rookie year for the Indiana Fever. The All-Star guard finished her season with an average of 19 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1.3 steals per game, while shooting 41% from the field and 34% from three in all 40 games. Caitlin Clark was simply a trendsetter at the point guard position, making sure her teammates get to the open spots, and she led them to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. On Wednesday evening, Caitlin Clark sent out a post to Instagram that had over 300,000 likes and 5,000 comments in under 2 hours. The caption stated, "You're one. Thank you to the many people who have supported me as I've been able to live my childhood dream. I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life. See you all in year 2. I feel like this is Caitlin Clark closing a chapter on a 2024 season and getting ready to get in the lab for the 2025 season." Now, many people went to this post and liked it. Let's pull it up right now. As you guys can see here, her teammate Aaliyah Boston stated, "You deserve it all. Ready for more with you." Kate Martin stated, "So proud of you." Juju put the heart emoji. Kels Hoop also said, "She's squared." So, guys, as you can see here, Caitlin Clark is closing a chapter on the 2024 season, and I can't be more happier enough just to have been alive to witness it all. Moving on to another story. Now, we know the Indiana Fever is currently gearing up for a major comeback in this 2025 season, bruh. They coming for everything. Can they make it to the finals? We don't know yet, but I can tell you right now, Lynn Dunn is getting ready to get in a lab and cook up something special. Listen to this footage right here.
I think you guys know that Kelly Crosskoff has come back. I don't say she's come back. She's come across the street over to the Fever to help us move forward with this franchise at this unbelievable moment. And so Kelly will now be in charge of the business side and the basketball side, and she will be making the decisions, and she will be negotiating with Kelsey and her agents. And I can assure you we'll do everything we can to keep her.
Your biggest off-season priority is what?
Kelsey Mitchell.
Period.
It's an easy answer.
And I tell you what else, guys. Looking at the 4 teams that are in the finals right now, we need a couple of more players. We need to look. We don't have as much talent as New York and Connecticut and Minnesota. They're a couple of years ahead of us. So we've got to go into free agency and look for a talented veteran that can take us to the next level.
Skill set wise, what's on your mind when you go there, Lynn?
Well, we want people that can fit into our system. We're going to run. If you're going to play with Caitlin Clark, we're going to play up-tempo, fast basketball. But at the same time, I want you to be able to spread the floor, get to the rim, and then defend. We know that our defense was a little better, but it's not where it needs to be. The 4 teams that are in the Final Four are all the top 4 defensive teams. So
that was the Fever general manager, Lynn Dunn, letting it be known what her game plan is for this 2025 season. And she stated the main priority is getting Kelsey Mitchell squared away. Now, we know Kelsey Mitchell was instrumental in the success of this 2024 season. They need her in a major way. Can they come up with enough of the bag? Because that's what it's looking like it's going to take to keep her with the team. They're going don't have to cut the check, bruh. I believe they got it. They generated a lot of money. Now we just got to see, can they get all the nooks and crannies out to make sure they have Kelsey Mitchell for the 2025 season. Now, I'm getting word that it's a lot of players in the WNBA right now that actually want to go play with Caitlin Clark. You want to know why? Because it's the Caitlin Clark effect. Think about your stock go up, your following go up, your brand as a player go up if you go play with her. It's lines of players right now, from what I'm hearing, that is currently in contact with the Fever for them to possibly join this team and align themselves aside with Caitlin Clark. Moving on to another story. Legendary basketball superstar Sue Bird calls out the WNBA for racism, and she broke the internet yesterday. Her and Megan Rapinoe went on a rant page like no other when it comes to the WNBA. This DJ Currington situation, it literally sent shockwaves throughout the basketball world. Let's dive into some of the content right now.
Before we continue, there is one thing I want to reset, that we want to reset, and it's the language being used around fans. Mm-hmm. Fever fans, Caitlin fans, new fans. That actually has to go. That has to go. I understand why at times it's been used. It's kind of just when you're in an interview and you get asked a question, it's kind of easy to go, oh, the Fever fan base.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? That has to go.
Oh, these new fans. It has to go because it's not the Fever fans. It's not Caitlin fans. That is a large group of people. Let's stick with the Fever for a second. That is a large group of people. And what we're talking about as we get into the meat of this, we're talking about the faction of that group that is pushing racist agendas and is pushing hate and creating, divisiveness online, acting as fans, acting as Fever fans, acting as Caitlin fans. Now, whether or not they like basketball, whether or not, I don't know. But that's the group of people we're talking about. Not all Fever fans, not all new fans, just the ones that are out there pushing this shit. That is what we're talking about.
In that section there, that was Sue Bird actually calling to the WNBA, letting them be known it is not the Fever fans that is doing all this racist stuff. Now, I have been telling y'all that for the longest. Now, there's another part of this segment that got a little controversial with Megan Rapinoe speaking about the DJ Currington situation and the way the WNBA is handling itself with the media. A lot of fans were not happy about what Megan had to say. Roll the footage right now.
And by Kathy, the commissioner, this year. Like you said, this isn't new. This has been coming from the racism that the South Carolina team has experienced in the last 3-4 years. That's been very explicit and, sort of in the consciousness. From the racism that Angel Reese specifically and that the LSU team has experienced in the college landscape, and particularly the rivalry with Iowa, two of the best teams in the country with the biggest players and the best storylines. And you have bona fide superstars in Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, which should have been just an unbelievably exciting time where everyone can just celebrate the explosion of women's basketball into a whole new stratosphere. We all saw this. We all experienced it. We knew this was coming. It's already been here. We knew it was coming. This wasn't a surprise. And not just the comments that the commissioner made a few weeks ago where she basically implied that the racial tension is good for business and invoking Magic and Bird. It's not good for business. It's never good for business. And sort of sidestep the question about racism and misogyny and hate that the players are receiving online, basically saying don't go on social media or, it's sort of not real. From the WNBA's perspective, the WNBA and the league office and Kathy's role specifically is basically to protect and shepherd the league, both from a business perspective, from a player welfare perspective, from a health and safety perspective, and from a growth and investment perspective. And this is where I feel like she's failed. And again, we have space for mistakes being made and learnings happening and all that. But we did see this coming. And it needed to be plainly stated probably multiple times throughout the year.
That was Megan Rapinoe pretty much speaking about the commissioner dropping the ball in recent interviews. Now, y'all know we've been covering that for the last couple weeks with Kathy not saying the right things in these interviews. Me personally, I don't think Kathy's going to be around that much longer if it was left up to me to guess. But as of right now, we don't know. Guys, get down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bells on because I'm going to bring you news. And like always, man, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Shake